Well, a few years, it's been about 4 years ago, I guess now, the time flies. I discovered on the internet an apple that we used to love around here, and still some around. It's kind of a vintage apple called the Virginia Beauty. Some of the orchards still have Virginia Beauty apples, but most of us my age, I bet Gilbert remembers Virginia Beauty, old apple trees and orchards and stuff around here, and they were just a fine old-time apple. You don't see much anymore, but I discovered they started right here in Carroll County, and I didn't know that, and that kind of excited me. It's part of the heritage of the county. In 1810, a fellow by the name of Zachariah Safewright was a German Quaker. He moved up from North Carolina and settled at the head of Crooked Creek on Packer's Gap section as you come up from Lambsburg, Virginia there. And he brought that apple tree and set it out in his yard, and for a while it was called the Zach Red after him. And then around 1840 they named it the Virginia Beauty, which was for years one of the more popular apples in this part of the world. And this is apple country, of course, up and down the movies.
What's the most popular apple in the Salmon?
That would be, I guess, I really don't know. Is any apple people in here?
Joe's Factory's had a lot of those trees on his place.
That, to me, that's one of the best apples I've ever tasted.
Never had.
But apparently they weren't, they weren't as pretty maybe as some of the new apples they've developed. And they were really a deep red, greenish red, and around the stem a little gold. Thing around the stem.
Yeah, just a little, not a speckle.
Yeah, and it was, and the shape of them wasn't exactly normal either, but Lord, they're good. And you still get them in the fall, and some of the orchards still have them.
And they keep good. I got some down at Cana last year, and a fellow down there told me, he said, if you put these in the vegetable tray in your refrigerator, he said they'll keep till February, March. Wow. And I did. I put them in there, and they kept till March. And still just as good as it was in the fall.
Make pies out of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just a wonderful eater apple too, just to eat.
Yeah, they did it out.
Well down.
And it's not too pretty.
But that year that we found this out, Carroll County, that's when they started the fair back. They hadn't done an agricultural fair in a long time. They started back over in the Hillsborough area. They asked Bobby and me to kind of head up some kind of music, traditional music, and we thought of a fiddler's convention on it was going to make it different. It's just old-time music and dance, and so we called it the Virginia Beauty Old-Time Band and Dance Contest, and it went that way till last year, I guess.
Yeah.
We finally,
It just didn't have it last year. It may do it again.
and it just kind of never did take off real. But then I thought we ought to write a song, so I wrote a song called Sweet Virginia Beauty. But the song is about the other kind of Virginia beauties. Bobby Murray will know what he said.
Yeah.
Rich makes the sky. She's the bride of Piper's Gap, the glory of her crown. She's no one but my sweet Virginia beauty. One day I saw her there, and her sun kissed all but mine. She was the apple of her daddy's eye. As we stood out near the pines, I vowed to make her mine. She's no one but my sweet Virginia beauty. was the apple on her daddy's eye. As we stood out near the pines, I vowed to make her mine. She's no one but my sweet Virginia beauty. I've loved her through the years, even though there's been some tears. I've been faithful to her through it all. After all is said and done, she's still the only one. She's no one but my sweet Virginia beauty. One day I saw her there, and her son kissed over her. She was the apple of her daddy's eye. As we stood out near the pines, I vowed to make her mine. She's no one but my sweet Virginia beauty.